Welcome back. We've made it to the end of the series, and in this episode we're going over the listing process and we'll be talking about why we're in this business. For the profit, I'll be showing you a profit sheet. You're watching episode 8 of the Orange Plank series. This episode is always one of my favorite. It means that the house has been purchased, fixed, marketed, we even have a successful offer, made it through inspections, and got to the closing table. It's payday. This has been a tough market with interest rates rising. My business model for years has been one where I depend on my excellent contractors to deliver me a great product on time that sells quick. It hasn't been selling as quick. Buyers have been either scared, picky, or greedy. Houses have to sell in order to buy new ones, so at times I've had a cash crunch working on up to 14 houses at once. My margins have been much less than usual, but in some cases I needed my cash out more in order to buy a better deal. Orange Plank, I priced it right and it sold within 10 days, even though it's essentially a double wide on a solid foundation on 10 acres. I paid 4% in concessions, nearly $14,000. The buyers were super excited to get this house, so they even did the FHA repairs themselves. But I got $144,500 cash back when I sold. I ended up selling Orange Plank for $339,000 with $14,000 in concessions. This flip was a dumpster fire and I still made over $50,000 profit. So let's go through the numbers of Orange Plank. I pulled these numbers from 5 sources to form my profit sheet. Send me a DM if you're interested in a copy of the profit sheet. It's one of my 4 favorite documents. The first source is a purchase HUD. This will tell me the purchase price, what credits come back to me in prorated property taxes, rent backs, transfer taxes to close, settlement fees, any loan fee origination, attorney document prep fees, and prepaid interest. The second source is the sales HUD. This will tell me the sales price minus real estate commissions, buyer concessions, settlement fees, taxes, HOA fee dues. Both of the HUDs will be provided by the settlement company. The third doc I internally generate, which are expenses. This will list my utility bills, holding costs, material costs, and labor costs. If you have a Home Depot Pro account, you will get an email with every purchase, and if you have a PO number or a property name, it's relatively easy to research material costs. The fourth document is the term sheet from a lender. They will provide you this document at the beginning of the deal. This will tell you what your loan amount and rate is. This is all the info you need to complete a profit sheet. However, I also use this sheet if I have a construction draw. It will tell me how much draw I have available as well as what funds are needed at closing. The fifth document is, if necessary, a lender's payoff sheet. This will tell you if you've taken any construction draws and if so, the new loan payoff. In many cases, I will have completed 90% of an item on the list and it's not worth getting another draw when the term is complete. As a side, I keep a monthly net worth sheet. This is my favorite document ever. It lists my flips, my rentals, my partnership deals, loans I have out, and unsecured loans people have given me. For my flips, I list what money I have in a deal, repair costs, holding costs, estimated profit for a total cash out when I settle. This number usually matches what I have on the HUD when I sell. So long as it's close, I don't worry if I'm a couple $100 up or down. I expect everyone I work with is competent at their job until they prove otherwise. So I stay in my lane, which is talking to sellers, putting together deals, and talking to you. From here, it's just plugging in numbers into the profit sheet. While the HUD looks like a lot of numbers, it's really easy once you go through it a time or two because it's organized. I have done a separate video on interpreting the HUD. Feel free to check it out, it will make life a lot easier. On my profit sheet, I have calculations built in to come up with the profit at the end. My mind works to improve efficiency. How can we be better? We can always be better. Profit sheet smacks you in the face, so let's quickly look at Orange Plank. So on the top line, you see 315 days from purchase to settlement. Ouchie wah wah. I usually expect no more than 120. 60 for repairs, 30 to get it under contract, and 30 to settle. For Orange Plank, this home was rented by tenants until May. It sat for a month or two, then we had a contractor who tore out the entire interior. He ended up going to jail in July. It sat for another month, and then we had Ryan in and he did a great job in 2 months. So this delay probably cost me $5,000 in holding. This house is in Locust Grove and about an hour and a half from my usual work area. I can't emphasize this part enough. There are real costs in closing and holding real estate. To make light of this is foolish and will cost you a lot in the long run. Most new investors only think of repairs and agent fees. There are holding costs, 2 closing costs, concessions. I am transparent with these costs to sellers so that they understand. They may not like it, but they understand. I emphasize that they would have similar costs if they sold it themselves with a realtor. The numbers are not made up. For Orange Plank, my cost to purchase included lender's fees, settlement company, transfer taxes. I received 4 months in advance of rent from the current renter. Then I had to pay 3 months of prepaid interest, attorney doc prep fees, origination fees, and that added up to $5,577. So add that to the purchase price, we go from $170,000 to $175,077. The repair costs, when we added up all the dumpster fire blunders, it was $55,000. Additional holdback costs we had after the 3 months that were held back at closing, plus 1 point for an extension, equaled $7,800. We had concessions to the buyer at settlement of $16,750. I had to put in a new septic system at $15,000, but that was paid at settlement, so it didn't actually come out of my pocket. I paid realtor commissions of $13,400. I had seller settlement costs of $2,800. For total expenses on this project was $116,327. The total money I had in was $175,577 plus $110,750 in expenses for a total of $286,327. The sales price was $339,000, so I ended up making a profit of $52,000. Cash is king. The cash back I had though was $144,539. In this market, it was more important to have cash back than eke out an extra $10,000 to $15,000 in profit by waiting. Thanks for watching. We're already working on our next season. It's going to be a townhouse in a great location, the perfect starter home in Springfield, Virginia. If you want to see more pro tips like these, share and comment on this video and give me a follow. I do these for you, my fellow investors, so if you ever have any questions about real estate or a deal maybe that you're working on, write in the comments or send me a direct message. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.